Good morning. Good morning. Time for another pre-market pulse scan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the now infamous six-pack. That's right. We give out six packs for only $69 a month. You can come and break bread with us, trade alongside us, see what we do, see how we do it, win, lose, or draw. We are in here. We about that life. We bang it out every day, win, lose, or draw. This is what we do. This is how we roll. So thanks for tuning in. And what's up to the live stream? What up, Rob Mack? Yo, Rob Mack, man. You showed me much love this morning in the live stream. Shouts out to you. And thank you for being a long-term subscriber and supporter here at PulseWave. I thank you. God bless you and your family. What's up, Snow Billy and Mick and Sling? Oh, we got Colossus and Paul. What up, everybody? Morning, morning, morning. All right. So we got ourselves another rally. But wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Who was it that said that there was going to be a continuation pattern on Tuesday? Yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, of course. I did warn you yesterday that you would see a possible continuation pattern today and that the rally would not or should not be equal to the one on Monday. It would probably be like you might get to maybe half, and it should pretty much stay that way, but it should not equal yesterday's rally. Now, without some Fed assistance, that is. And so far, we're pretty much there. Right now in the pre-market, we're about almost 50% of the previous rally. So that's a decent continuation pattern. And the only reason being is because of where we are in relation to that overhead resistance that I showed you in last night's charts. So there's some little plus or minus wiggle room there. But like I said, I think that today will definitely be setting up for that retracement back down to the lows, because those lows have yet to be tested, and we need to test it. So I'm assuming, based on what I've been seeing, unless something weird happens today, we should definitely start moving down either tonight into tomorrow, or we could we could delay a little bit too. And I might have to rethink my analysis, only because, don't get mad at me, I forgot that Good Friday is this Friday. So we have a shortened trading week. No one's going to be basically trading on Friday and, into the Easter weekend, whatever. So, and I think, the markets closed Monday? I have to double check. I don't know. So because of that, I may have to augment some of this. I'm trying to remember. My coffee's still trying to kick in, so just bear with me for a minute. If my memory serves me correct, the market has never been down around the Eastern holiday. So if the markets are augmented and are closed on Friday, that means that Friday and or Monday should be, flat to slightly bullish. I don't think we're going to see a down day. So I might have to reset to maybe give it an extra 2 days. So it's a possibility based on that alone, and that we probably won't start to pull back until next week, which means that the market will have 2 extra days to try to get above that resistance zone that we were talking about in last night's charts. So I could be off, but for that for at least 2 days, because Friday will probably move sideways to slightly higher, and then Monday, if we're closed or however they do it, it will be the same as Friday, and that means we won't get the turnaround until possibly next Tuesday. So that's where we are right now. So I'm still trading what I see. Win, lose, or draw, you know how we do. We got to keep it 100 at all times. All right, so true to form, I did post my shopping list for today. And as I'm talking, I just remembered something. I forgot to add my open position in the Russell. So I will be adding that also. And it would appear that I'm running a high risk of being stopped out on the Russell today. But that's all right because I have the stop and reverse in place. And it is what it is. I also have those other 3 working. And like I told you yesterday, it's a high probability I probably won't get filled in those others. Not until probably tomorrow. Yeah, because today's what, Tuesday? No, today's Tuesday. So yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday is going to be a big question mark on how these markets move based on today. I think today is going to set up and tell us a lot. If the market fails to finish strong, then I think we may have our answer, and my original analysis should stand. If the market closes strong today, however, then that does delay my analysis by an additional 2 days because of the holiday. It's just weird when we have these holidays. It's weird. That's all I can say. It's weird because you'll have futures trading until like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the day of the holiday, and then you'll have a complete turnaround of all of that once the market on the first full day of trading after a holiday. Put it that way. So it's kind of weird. It's weird. All right. Not a lot of really significant news out there. So let me just give you what we got, and then we'll kick it off with that. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Just keep in mind, folks, too, when I'm putting the alerts in, I'm typing, telling you my open positions, whatever. Remember, the symbols that I'm using, especially for the futures, is what is on the Thinkorswim platform. Other platforms, you don't have to use that /. Okay. But on this one, it is. Different brokers have different outputs. And for the record, I'm using the micro futures contract. The big contract, or I should say the regular E-mini contract is symbol RTY. The micro contract is M2K. All right. And for the time being, I'm using only the micro contracts right now. So M2K for the Russell, MES for the E-mini S&P 500, MNQ for the NASDAQ 100, and MYM for the mini Dow futures. All right. Those are the new micro contracts. As a matter of fact, I'll make a note of that, and I'll put it in the trading room as well for everyone who is interested in following along on those. Okay, so here's the news right now. All right, the 3M saga ends very happily. Trump strikes a deal with 3M to import 55 million N95 masks per month. The imported mask will bolster 3M's domestic production of 35 million masks per month. I did see a story about some huge, like, warehouse robbery. I think it was in Spain, and they took like 2 million masks, stole like 2 million masks. I don't know who would want to steal 2 million masks unless they plan on, trying to sell it on eBay or Amazon or something. But I thought that was kind of messed up. All right, Japan declares state of emergency, plans a $1 trillion stimulus to combat coronavirus downturn. The package, equal to 20% of national GDP, is meant to help families and businesses suffering from the pandemic. Light at the end of the tunnel, stocks surge as fewer new coronavirus cases signal lockdowns are working. Italy, France, Spain, and New York have seen fewer new cases in recent days. Airbnb could run out of cash in 1 year, even with the $1 billion it just raised because of how devastating the coronavirus is on its business. In worst case scenario, the online marketplace might not have enough cash to last a year despite new funding. All right, so is the government now bailing out everybody in all industries? What about, all right, well, hey, I want some money. Could I get some money? All right, I want some money. I can say, well, my widget business, these little alien technology spacecraft widgets that I sell, you know, my sales have plummeted. If we want to really go there, if we want, full disclosure, my alien technology spacecraft widgets, I am down at least 100% year to date. I haven't sold not one. And this same time last year, guess how many I sold? Zero. So this coronavirus is really hurting me because I could have sold at least one this year, but I can't because of the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm suffering. I can't sell my space alien craft widgets. All right. And year to date, my sales right now are zero. I need a bailout. I need a bailout. Also, my time machine business is suffering along with my Fountain of Youth business. I haven't got any customers that want to turn back the clock 50 years on their body. So I haven't had any customers there. And no one wants to go back or forward in time. So I don't have any customers there either. I need a bailout. Who's with me on the bailout? I need a I need a bailout. Agile Capitalist needs a bailout for my 3 failing businesses. Okay, so let's get it. Let's petition everyone so I can get my money because I'm being left out and I don't feel good about it. All right, why should my businesses suffer while everyone else gets a bailout? Now I know what you're saying. If I take the money, that means I've been nationalized. My businesses will be nationalized, but so be it. The government's going to take my time machine from me anyway, and they're going to take my alien spacecraft away from me too. And they're also going to take my Fountain of Youth. So I might as well just, basically sell it to them, right? So give me a bailout. Give me my money. All right. So where are we? See future surge on early signs of coronavirus slowdown and hotspots. All 3 major indexes rallied more than 7% on Monday. VW plans to partially reopen plant in Spain's Navarra on April the 20th. The plant had shut down mid-March due to the coronavirus outbreak. Early Asia tech results signal slow recovery after antivirus batterings. The smartphone sales and global demand for chips used in work-from-home network is surging in China. Earnings keep coming. China-based Will Semiconductor Company Limited will report its 4th quarter. And JOLTS jobs openings will be released at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And consumer credit will cross the wires at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's what we got going up right now. Not a whole lot to talk about. Kind of quiet here, So I'm not expecting too much going on right now. And that just is what it is. So let's take a look at these overnight markets and see what gives. All right, taking a look first and foremost at the Dow. All right, the Dow right now is up 891 points at 23,380. We have the NASDAQ 100 up 253 points at 8283. We have the E-mini S&P 500 up 92 points at 2736 half. Russell is up 35.3 points at 1164. Bitcoin is up $90 at 7,420. Nat gas is up 7 cents at $1.80. Crude oil is up 37 cents at $26.45 a barrel. Very, very tight trading range in the overnight markets in the crude oil. Top side, $27.25. Bottom side, $26.05. So we're not really going anywhere right now on that crude. Long bond down 2 full points at 178.18. Yep, that sounds about right. We got gold. Gold is now down 60 cents and now trading at the lows of the session. Now it's down $1.20. It's at $1,692.80. It is broken back below 1,700. It was as high as 1,742. That's right. In the overnight market, gold rallied to $1,742.60. And now it is in the red. Incredible. The low so far now is 1,689. Interesting. Now, silver is up 42 cents at $15.59. It hit a high of $15.93 in the overnight, and the low was $15.27. Now, the real story here is the dollar. The dollar right now is getting pounded. It is down 81 pips, trading below par. It is now at 99.86. Euro yen is up 104 pips, and it is trading at 118.89. The euro is up 112 pips at 109.33. Pound sterling is up only 47 pips at 123.58. And the Aussie keeps on going. It is up 104 pips, trading at 61.96. Can't make this stuff up, people. The markets are doing what they do. Looking at food. Food is catching a break because of the weak dollar. Food is up 4 3/4 points on the soybeans, trading at 8.60 1/4, and we're up 4.5 points on corn at 3.32 1/4. So food catching a bid. All your commodities are starting to catch a bid. But gold right here is getting smacked. Remember, I told you that was one of my concerns when we were talking about this. I was like, I'm concerned that they're going to come in and they're going to try to do something like this. And that's exactly what's happening. So they did come in and they're doing some weirdness here in these markets with gold. All the commodities right now are rallying. But when you look at your gold is getting punished. Every rally, they're not letting it stay. They're hitting it, beating it down. And that's normally not a good sign. That's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see. But it's a political game also. So you already prepared for this. You knew coming in what it was going to be. You already knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we are just shocked, like, oh no, look what they're doing to gold. I don't understand. Why is this happening? No, we did not get caught like that. We did not get caught out of pocket. Not like that. We know exactly what it is. It's a political thing. And they can't this time say, well, they have to sell to meet margin. The stock market is bullish. It's up. All right. It's rallying. All right. It has bullish momentum coming into it on an intraday basis. So you can't use we're covering. We have to liquidate because of margin calls. That's not going to fly right now. It's not going to fly. All right. So we know that gold is under attack. And don't say, well, gold is a safe haven. Money's coming out and going into the equity market. That's not going to work either, because gold is bullish. All right. It's bullish. You can't use that in a bullish environment. All right. We had a rally alert on the gold futures coming into this today, and it's in a bull market. So you can't say that it is not. It is, according to all of the charts, not just my algo charts. So the powers that be are operating in both oil and gold. They're not letting the oil rise any further than what it has, and they're not letting gold rise either. They're not letting nature take its course. They're keeping their foot on it. Every time gold sticks its head up, it's getting sold. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. We're going to see. Now, there's been talk again, people talking that nonsense on the internet again. You know, the internet is full of great material and resources and info, but it's also full of a lot of nonsense. All right, a lot of nonsense is out there that needs to be ignored. One of those things they're talking about is the dollar collapsing again. This time it's supposed to be collapsing the end of this month. There's so many people that have not watched my documentary, There Is No Collapse. They really need to educate themselves and take a look and watch that documentary, because what they're saying is not true at all. All right. If it was true, then why is the Dow up almost another 1,000 points today? They don't know what they're talking about. Yes, the dollar broke parity, but it's still at 99.83. So again, what are you talking about? Last I checked, that's not the issue. That's not the point. So according to them, the COMEX is going belly up, and so is the dollar. Nonsense, poppycock, hogwash. All right. Now that's what we call fake news and conspiracy theories. They've been saying this for decades now. Not weeks, not months, not days, not even years. Decades. They've been saying, oh, COMEX is going belly up. Oh, dollar's going to zero. Stop it. They always come out of the woodwork when the stock market is down significantly. But then when everything recovers, where are they? They're nowhere to be found. They're like a broken clock that's right twice a day. All right? That's what they are. Talking that nonsense, trying to look smart when the market's down. See, I told you the market was going to drop. I told you. Whatever. Where were they when the market was rallying for like 10 years straight? Where were they? Nowhere. You didn't even see an interview. You didn't see nothing. All right. Every once in a while, somebody will bring them on and they will say some more wild stuff, make more wild speculations and say, oh, yeah, man, this market, I'm telling you, the economy, you need to bug out right now. You need to bug out. And now they're coming out the woodwork saying you got to bug out. Whatever, man. Now, the only thing that makes sense is, like I said last night, is this whole coronavirus story. We do need to have some open dialogue, some real open scientific debate on the issue, because there's a lot of confusion out there and lives are at stake. Lives are at risk. All right. You can't go around saying that this is fake. It's not fake. Real people are getting sick and real people are dying. Okay? Dying. It is not cool. There's a conspiracy theory, but then you got to get into the point of conspiracy analytics. You got to analyze. You don't just come up with these wild speculations and conjecture with no type of evidence. Notice I didn't say proof. There's a difference between proof and evidence. Evidence can be circumstantial. It doesn't necessarily equal proof. It just says, here is something worth investigating and looking into. All right. Evidence is different than proof. Proof usually, connotates a smoking gun. Like, here this person is live on video, with audio and video, committing the act of the crime. All right. Or the arson. There's no debate. This person is guilty. The only thing that we got to debate now is how much time they're going to get, or they're going to get the death penalty or whatever. That's what we need to come to terms with. All right. That's the opening bell. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hear it in my headphones. I don't know if you guys hear it. If you have Thinkorswim platform open, doing the opening bell or closing bell, it will ring and you get to hear it in your headphones. It's kind of cool. All right. So that's where we are right now. So I believe, based on some of the testimony of the healthcare workers and scientists, they're saying they have evidence that needs to be looked into. All right, they got evidence, and it does warrant investigation. Okay, I have to concur with that. I have to agree with that. I think we do have some information now. We have information that warrants investigation, and it would appear that people are not looking into that. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to have an open debate, and they use fear mongering to smack that idea down. They'll say no because lives are at risk. You can't open debate. Just tell the people what you want them to do. Since when do we just act because someone, quote unquote, in a position of authority says act? No, you got to question everything. You don't just act. It's ridiculous. They require and demand complete and utter obedience. And last time I checked, we were not mindless puppets or slaves of anyone. We are free people. All right. So I think that they need to answer. Those that are in the position of authority need to give an answer for their actions and explain to us why we should be listening to them. And I think the only way to do that is with open debate. Live open debate would clear all of that up in a heartbeat. You have scientists and doctors on both sides giving presenting their evidence. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, open it up, public forum. The people, we get to be in the audience, and there's a question and answer session after the debate from the audience. Allow the audience to examine the individuals up there on and stuff like that. Don't just assume because you're the scientist or you're the doctor or you're the expert that the layperson doesn't have legitimate concerns and legitimate questions. Being dismissive the way the governments of the world are, they act very totalitarian, even though they claim not to be, but yet they act that way. They're making all these decisions, and they say, well, we're making decisions for you. We didn't elect you into political office to make decisions for us. We put you in political office to make decisions on our behalf. There's a difference. If someone's doing something for you, that connotates that they're thinking for you. If they're doing something on your behalf, they're doing something with your written or verbal consent and or blessing, meaning that you came up with this idea or strategy, or agreed to, almost like a vote. You voted on said actions or procedures. And don't give me, well, we don't have time to sit down and do this for every decision. We have to act fast and act now. That is poppycock. There's no such thing as having to make rash decisions because of emotions. Everything needs to be analyzed. All right. I'm just saying. All right. So I see you, 49. The question says, no dollar collapse. Do you believe there will be a transfer of wealth? Yeah, just like I said in last night's video, there's going to be an absolute transfer of wealth. It's already taking place now. But the wealth is not going to transfer to the right people if the right people don't put themselves in a position to receive it. What do I mean by that? The transfer of wealth is happening in the markets. It always has. Don't ever misconstrue that. The transfer of wealth hypothesis only works in the free markets. All right? That's what the transfer of wealth is. People like to use words and phrases, and then they like to twist and misconstrue the meanings. Transfer of wealth is exactly what it means. Money being transferred from one person to another. Name me another form where that is possible and better than the markets. Every time you win on a trade, someone else is losing on a trade. All right. When the market was falling, if you were short the market, Money was being transferred to you for making a correct decision at the right time. Money was being transferred from the loser, someone else, to you. All right. So that's the transfer of wealth that I'm talking about. It's in these markets. It always has been. When gold rocketed up to almost $2,000 an ounce, those people that were holding physical gold and or along the paper market was making a killing. Those that cashed out in the paper market near the highs made out like a bandit. That was a huge transfer of wealth from their account to your account. That is as basic as it gets. Money being transferred directly into your account is transfer of wealth. No other means is transfer of wealth. Now, of course, there's theoretical transfer of wealth. If you want to talk about theory and textbooks, you could make an argument that people who leave estates and life insurance to heirs, all right, passing down generational wealth that way. That's also a transfer of wealth. You're transferring the wealth of one individual to other individuals directly by way of insurance and estate planning, things of that nature. All right, that's the traditional transfer of wealth. But the secondary transfer of wealth, and the one that is the most liquid and happens more often than people inheriting, is the markets. The markets are the biggest transfer of wealth mechanism in the world and always has been, because you are physically and literally transferring assets to another party, all right, outside of your immediate family. I don't know the guy who's taking the opposite side of my trades. It doesn't matter. If I lose, that person gains. I've just transferred wealth to them. When I win, they transfer wealth to me. It's a back and forth thing. Now, if you want to be on the winning side of that, if you want to have the scales tilted in your favor, you want the transfer to be taking place to you the majority of the time, and transferring away from you as minimal as possible. All right. So there you go. All right. So, oh yeah, this is another. See, there's another one. Yep, Snow, you got that right. It says we might not see it, but it's being transferred out of people's retirement accounts and pension funds. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And that represents the other party on the other side of the trade. People have this weird view of markets. When we talk about markets, we're talking about supply and demand. We're talking about those that produce and those that use. All right. The farmer is producing corn. His crops produce the corn. But then you got your manufacturers, and then you got your users. Okay, that's how the circle goes. The circle of market life. So you have those that create the thing, or in this case, you could say a stock on equity. All right, and then you have those people that that utilize it in different ways. By way like Snow said, in retirement accounts, pension funds. And then you have those individuals like ourselves, the speculators, that come in between that, and we provide liquidity to the market. Where there's a lack of speculation, that equals lack of liquidity. All right. If there's no liquidity, if you're talking about assets that are very illiquid, it's because they don't have an active speculation market. There's no active speculation. You don't have a market unless there's active speculation. There's always going to be a producer, or i.e. supplier, and then there's going to be a user. Every time you go to Walmart and you say, I want to buy that t-shirt for 50 cents, Walmart is the producer, you are the user, right? But then there's a third party, and there's a black market, underground. They represent, if you will, the speculators. They're going to come in and they're going to buy, instead of one shirt, they're going to buy 10 or 20 shirts. And then they're going to go and they're going to try to resell them for a slight markup so they can gain a profit off of it. All right. So that keeps the t-shirt market flowing. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of business, the nature of the game, you know? So, all right, let's see, you got a question. Sean says, Dex, how can Bank of America go from $90 low, nearly bankrupt, to shoot back to $160 during the worst weeks? Okay, that is a very good question. Do you want the textbook answer or do you want the algo capitalist answer? I'll give you the textbook answer. The textbook answer says, simply because people believe that there is value to be had in Bank of America shares, and they saw that the market went on sale and they decided that they wanted to accumulate those assets and it would look good in their portfolios. That is the textbook answer. The real answer is because they are part of that Illuminati network system, and of course the government bailed them out. That's the real answer. So you got your textbook answer if you want to pass the exam and graduate, and then you have the real world answer. The real world answer is Bank of America has been part of that beast network, beast system since inception. Do not get me started on Bank of America. So that's why their stock shot up like that. Boeing is also part of the Illuminati index. Everyone knows that Boeing is in bed with the federal government in a big way via the Department of Defense. Okay. Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Halliburton, those are all part of your military industrial complex. All right. They're basically government, de facto government agencies in and of themselves. Okay. So there you have it. That's why those go up. Now, you want to know the part two to the answer, talking about Boeing and all those, because when and if economies suffer enough, we know what happens. War breaks out. Somebody's going to get shot. It's just that simple. You telling me that everything that I have to lose now? You done took away my money, my livelihood. So you took away my not just my money. You took my money away that was in my account. You're saying that's lost. Then you're gonna have the audacity to take my job away from me too. Oh yeah, the guns are coming out. Guns are coming out. Why do you think they've been trying to ban guns so hard? Because they know that when people lose everything, they lose it. Like my man Gerald Salente says, when people lose everything, they lose it. You know, that the most dangerous person in the world is a man with nothing to lose. He's I already lost everything. I can't lose nothing else. And now that's a man on the edge, and he's gone over the edge. That's what everyone's afraid of. But what they don't understand is that people don't necessarily need guns in order to riot and go ham. There's a lot of ways people can be disruptive in today's age. All right. Yeah, dropping a nuke is quite devastating. Yes, taking a M16 or whatever, or AR, and going crazy in a movie theater or whatever. Yes, that is bad. That is really bad. That's heartbreaking. But you know what's worse than that? A hostile force, i.e., opposing government, doesn't have to shoot a gun at you. Doesn't have to drop a bomb on you. They don't have to gas nobody. They don't even have to use biological warfare. The most dangerous weapon in the arsenal of warfare today is a computer, a laptop. A laptop can wreck your whole world and devastate your entire existence. A computer has now become the weapon of choice. A computer, a little laptop that you can buy from Walmart for like maybe $200 on sale. A little plastic instrument with a keyboard can be more devastating and have more longer term effects and far-reaching effects than a nuke. Eventually, once the nuke explodes, once it detonates, it does damage immediately. And then you're going to have a little bit of lingering effect because of radiation. But eventually that's all going to go away and people will rebuild and life will come back to normal. That's not necessarily the case with a laptop. A laptop. Just interview average people who have been devastated by a laptop. Do you know how many lives have been wrecked because of a laptop? Think of all the security breaches that we had in the early 2000s because of a laptop. Somebody got their hands on a government laptop that had 200 million social security numbers in it. Think of all the hacks that have taken place, all the identity thefts. Y'all seen those movies. You seen Enemy of the State. The whole movie was about people on laptops tearing Will Smith's family apart. His life was upside down because of them laptops. And then one of my other favorite ones, I forget the name of the movie. You guys will probably know it. The one with the chick, and she was a computer person, and someone stole her identity. And that was The Net. Thanks, wifey. Just tell me The Net. Yeah, that movie, The Net. They didn't just steal her identity; they stole her existence. She went to work, and another person was there impersonating. But you get my point. Laptops are the most dangerous thing right now. So don't necessarily be afraid of bullets and bombs. Be more concerned with laptops. Be more concerned with technology. All right. So much information has come out recently. All right. Yeah, Thunderbird. Yeah, I like it. That's very well said. I like that. Nothing devastates lives more than smartphones. Absolutely. 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 Nothing devastates lives more than a smartphone. I never seen that one. Swordfish. Danny says swordfish. All right, I'm gonna have to look that movie up to peep that. Never heard of that one. All right, so that's the age we live in, folks. Smartphone. You're right. Smartphones have wrecked people's lives. I know y'all heard of World Star. How many people got caught up on World Star because somebody pulled out a camera phone and started recording? How many cops were exposed for abuse of power on routine traffic stops? Things went left. The cop got in his feelings because maybe the person in the car he pulled over cussed him out. So we need to do the knowledge to all these things and know what kind of world we living in and what time it really is. That's all I'm saying. Just know your math. You got to do your math. Math is the teachers was right. The teachers were right in grade school. They told us that math was the most important subject that we would ever learn. They said math. Math. Now, there is one lesson that my daddy taught me, and it was the only lesson, but I do have a lesson he taught me. He taught me, I was young too. I didn't quite understand what he meant, but he said that there's three things that were the most important. He said math was number one, and then he said sex, and I forget what the third thing was, but I know math was number one. And the reason why he said math was number one, he said more people die every day because of math, more than any other subject, any other thing. I said, math? What you talking about? And he started from the basic thing. Okay, well, people who don't understand mathematics, meaning you don't understand the science of numbers, the science of math, can be quite devastating and can actually be deadly. For instance, if a pharmacist gives you the wrong dose of medicine because he miscalculated his math, you could die, right? If you fail to pay the mob the money that they loan shark to you, it could end up in your death or cause you physical harm. Again, math, because your numbers didn't add up. You owe the crime boss said you owe him 20,000. You only give them 1,000. You don't give them the rest of the money. You may not be long for this earth, right? And or you may get broke up. Math, right? It's all about math. Wars being fought over math. Nuh-uh. Yeah, huh? Think about it. Here it is. You have a natural resource that I lack. The math don't add up for me. You have all the oil. I live in a country that produces no oil. My mathematics equals 0. My math does not add up. Your math is through the roof. We can't negotiate. You take, 1 plus 1 equals war. I'm coming to take what I say is rightfully mine now because you have it and I don't. The math for me don't add up. We going to war, right? Now, I lose the war because my math was poor. I didn't really learn math. I didn't understand that you have 100 million foot soldiers in your army, and I only have 10 people in my army. Because of my failure to comprehend the mathematics and the risk calculations of said warfare, I get obliterated. All right. So again, math, my man, math. All right. And then when you see sex was the second one, how many wars have actually been fought over sex? How many kingdoms have been toppled because of a woman, because of sex? All right. You sleep with the man's wife. The husband gets jealous. He's in a jealous rage. All right. A gift will not pacify him. Money will not pacify him. The only thing that's going to pacify him is your cold, dead body. All right. So again, you got to know these things. You got to know what is going on in the world. So this is what it is, folks. So math is important. Numbers are very powerful things, and they're everywhere. You cannot escape math. Math is something that you see and have to contend with every day. Everything in our existence goes back to math. I'm live with you now, and math is taking place because my computer monitor is in the shape of a rectangle. So math, I can't escape geometry, which is a part of math. I can't escape it. Shapes are everywhere in everything. All right, very powerful. You got to understand math. Math is everywhere, man, from basic arithmetic all the way up to calculus and all types of things. So math is powerful. Numbers are powerful. Numbers are very important. And that's what we specialize in over here. I'm not saying I'm a mathematician. I'm far from it. But I understand the importance of numbers, the importance of math. All right, you got to do the math. You got to do the science to things. Now, when I say science, I don't mean the religion of science. There are two sciences. There is the traditional science, which is the study and search for answers using scientific method. All right, so there are two sciences. There's the scientific method, and then there's the religion called science. Right now, the religion of science rules the day. The religion of science has zero to do with scientific method. There's no scientific method going on in the world today. There's absolutely zero science happening in the world today. Instead, we're getting the religion of science. Those that are in position and or power are dictating and telling you what the science is. You don't get to question and you don't get to examine. If you do, you will be ostracized out of existence. You will be marginalized, ostracized, and set aside. You will be destroyed financially, politically, and professionally. That's the world that we live in right now. So if you know that, how do you put that into your use that into your advantage? You know, it's just like the famous book, The 48 Laws of Power. All right. Well, there should be a book called The 48 Laws of Math, because at the end of the day, math is even more powerful. And you have to know how to use that to your advantage. That's why we have PulseWave trading. That's why we started this, so that you guys could have an opportunity to put the odds in your favor. The average man on the street. That's what it's about, man. That was the most powerful lesson I learned when I was a licensed professional, is that the little man was being kept out of everything. The industry of Wall Street catered to the rich, to the elite. It didn't cater to the middle class, contrary to popular opinion. Technically, they only opened it up to the middle class toward the end of Wall Street. All right. When I say the end of Wall Street technically ended in the 90s, in 1999. That was it. Game over. It seems like every time, whenever we hit the nines, it's always game over. Again, mathematics. There's something about that 9 number that is game over. 1989, game over for the industrial age, the industrial revolution over. 1989, game over. 1999, all right, that ended the internet age. All right, that was the internet age. Game over. 1999, done deal. Internet's built now and ready to roll out worldwide like never before. All right. 2009, what did we have? Game over. All right, game over. You witnessed the death, the end result of the housing bubble and also a stock market bubble. Okay, done. Here we go. 2019, the end of another phase. All right, that was the information age. All right, information age. Everything, all the infrastructure that needed to be built for that has been built. They introduced to us the end result of the information age, which was 5G. All right. So now you know that they were building out the 5G. So we went from the industrial age to the internet age to the information age that ended last year at the top of the market. The market topped 2019. Now we're entering into the last and final age. Can you dig it? And do you know what it is? Dun, 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 to be continued. If you want to know the answer to that question, then you will stick around for the next episode, because then I will reveal to you what the new age is. And it's the last age. And no, it ain't the age of Aquarius. All right. So I'll let y'all meditate on that. Think on that for a minute. But everything ends on the nines. The nines seem to be the end of things and the beginning of something new. So think on it. And then we will revisit it. May even do a special live stream on it. All right. With that being said, if you haven't already done so, smash that like button. Hook a brother up. All right, show me some love, and come on over to PulseWaveTrading.com. Get a 6-pack, break some bread with us, get in these markets, get involved, be part of the transfer of wealth. Don't let all these bailouts pass you by. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in our generation. Don't miss it. All right, come on over. $69. What else are you going to do with your time? You can't go outside. You might as well be in these markets trading and breaking bread with us. And with that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.